Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Salt Ships and Scuttlebutt, a World of Warships podcast hosted by yours truly, Captain Greene 123, and
The soon-to-be puppy lord Mountbatten getting a puppy this week.
hold on, we can't talk about anything in real life. It always has
Oh,
to be about the game.
uh, I can get in like Nintendogs or something, you know. That's a game. It's not what worships,
That's
but it's a
true.
game.
That's true. How well? How you doing? Other than the dog, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's been a fairly normal week. I've been grinding way too much War Thunder though. Um,
Didn't hit me up again.
well, dude, I'm playing like 6 or 7 in the morning when I get up, and I'm waiting
That's
for.
when I'm up. I
Oh,
work
that's
third
right.
shift.
Yeah. Okay,
I
forgot
actually
about
work
that.
third shift. I was up until 9 today.
Whoops. Oh, it probably would make the grind a little bit better.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll take it personally.
Okay, good.
Yeah, other than just on my end, I kind of destroyed my sleep schedule. So, I worked a little bit of first shift yesterday, I think. Yes, yesterday. And I could not fall. I got home at like 11 and I slept until 6. And then this morning when I went to go to bed, like I said, I went to bed at like 8 or 9, and it ended up just being noon. I was
Yeah.
staring at my wall like,
Dude,
and then I got up at
can't.
4. I went over to my parents' house to celebrate Father's Day, and that was good. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes, indeed, even though this is like a day later, but it still counts. The thought counts.
Ah, well, yeah, I was gonna say thought still counts, but yeah, I got my dad. I think I talked about this earlier. Have you ever made bad drunk purchases?
No?
Okay, well, I did. One of them was a set of Coors Banquet T-shirts, and this one, says the Brim Reaper and Slam says Slam Coors Bang something that rhymes with
Ah,
Coors, and there was another one where it was like a hunting dog with a can in his mouth and stuff like that. And so I got a few of those, and I am gonna wear the vast majority of them, but they're kind of funny, and dads are a lot easier to get gifts for. So I just kind of showed up with a shirt, and I was like, he
happy
was sitting
Father's
inside.
Day.
I was like, dude, I got you 2 gifts. He's like, no way. And then one of them was his own code reader that he lent me, and I was like, here you go. And he's like, oh, I have one just like it. My fat son borrowed it. Whoa. And then I told him, I was like, you can have any of these 3 shirts. And Mom did not let him pick the drink Slam Coors
I was going to ask if
Bang.
you picked that one.
No, I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, nice brown. But yeah, so that was good. Made my parents' day because my other 2 siblings one of them lives far away, so he's not over as much, and the one that usually lives at home is on vacation going to Puerto Rico.
Puerto
So
Rico. That's pretty cool.
yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah, we got my dad a new pair of white shrimp boots. Um, his old pair was held together with like duct tape and caulk and stuff, and I don't know why the man just didn't go and buy it's a $20 pair of shrimp boots, but we got him a new pair so he doesn't have to get his feetsies wet at the boat launch and stuff. And then we got a bunch of snacks from Buc-ee's. He really likes Buc-ee snacks, so we got a
That's
little box full of all the goodies from there. So he
Buc-ee
had a pretty
snacks are
good day.
good.
Yeah, they are. They're real good.
Yeah, my dad is so easy. I came over with some of those Sun Cruisers and those T-shirts, and I was like, here you go. And he's like, it's the best day ever.
I went all
So
out on him like 6 years ago. I got him a Remington 1100 shotgun. He had one when he was younger, and he used it as like a paddle in the swamp when they lost their oar. He killed I don't know how many deer and rabbit with that thing. Um,
it's got some miles on it. So a
oh
little
yeah,
bit of
it did.
sentimental.
It did, but unfortunately, through some family shenanigans. Someone else wound up with it, even though it was his dad's shotgun. Okay, and
Oh,
his
okay.
dad died before I was born, and through some
Somebody else ended up
shenanigans,
with it.
yeah, someone
Yeah.
else wound up with it. So I couldn't get him the one that he had, but I got him like the same model year, fresh out the box, nary a shotgun shell ran through it. And I got that for him for Father's Day, and
It's nice.
yeah, he enjoys
I'm
it.
I'm thinking about in a few years here, now that I have a job that doesn't pay me $19 an hour before everything gets taken out.
Yeah, yeah,
My game plan is to get him. He's always wanted like an old Jeep to work on. He wants something that he can just put in the driveway, cover with a tarp, and then just like, man, I'm gonna go put a new cylinder head on this. And then that takes him 4 months.
yeah.
That's what he wants. So I'm looking for an older Jeep. Just it doesn't matter as long as the frame is good and the body work is good. I do not give a single shit about the engine. I'm finding out how hard of a task that is because people. I don't know how it is near you, but we have a lot of like retirees in my
Mm,
hometown. So you'll have somebody who's like, yeah, I worked at the cock and ball steel press factory my whole life. I'm gonna go get a Jeep, and I'm gonna get the model year from when I was in high school or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So
The
everybody,
issue
there's a lot of people who want to go out and get them.
the issue with Jeeps is that all the '90s Jeeps, all the early '90s Jeeps, are being bought and made into
Yeah,
Jurassic Park Jeeps, and
yeah.
then the ones before that are the ones that people can afford. So the ones that are getting all bought up and
Well, that
stuff.
that yeah, that's the one that I like want. Like I said, I don't want like anything nuts. I want like I said, something that my
Yeah,
dad can put on blocks and cover with a tarp and have it be fine. He wants like the Clampets mobile, and eventually I'm gonna try and make that happen. But yeah, it settled on shirts this year just because I
it's a
had
little
another
cheaper than
plan
the
as
Jeep.
well. Well, I mean, the reason why he got shirts that I was already buying is because we were also going to go to a baseball game. He loves the Savannah Bananas,
Yeah,
and I think normal baseball is a little boring. I really only enjoy hockey, so I was going to buy my dad Savannah Banana tickets. They are $700,
yeah, dude.
so that is not fucking happening.
My fiance, she found them on TikTok. She's like, I want to go to this game. I'm like, oh, it shouldn't be too bad. Because like normally
Yeah,
MLB
yeah, dude.
tickets are like
It's
$80.
it has to be illegal because you see them on TikTok and you're like or Instagram Reels because I'm not a communist so I don't use TikTok, but like you'll see what they all did backflips. There's a guy wearing stilts and he's
Yeah.
pitching. This is awesome. There's a whole bunch of dads wearing jorts dancing. Like this is great. This is like
It's
all of this is a
beautiful.
whole bunch of funny stuff. Oh my god, $700.
Yeah,
And again, I don't get, it's more than a game. I understand that. It's like an experience.
show.
Yeah, I'm not fucking paying that, dude. So then I went and my birthday is on the 27th. There is the Red Sox are playing a home series against the Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays, I think, on the 28th. So, and it's a little bit of a later game. So we're going to that and that's going to be fantastic. And I got
Yeah,
$116 tickets
yeah,
with
exactly.
everything in fees. Like I'm gonna do that every day of the week. Slam Fenway Franks, drink a whole bunch of beers, and that's gonna be a lot better than $900 Bananarama fucking nosebleeds.
You know, I saw the tickets. I'm like, Terry, I know you want to go to a baseball game, but like, look, we can go to see the Houston Astros.
Dude.
Well, see, look, Louisiana doesn't have a professional team, so we have to latch on to either to the Braves or to the Astros.
It's
So
okay. We
I'm like,
traded away another star player this today, so we don't have a team either.
oh, well, there you go. Like, we can go see the Astros on Harry Potter night. Get a house shirt.
There you
And we can
go.
bring the dogs, too, and we can let the dogs play on the field all in one night for the low price of, yeah, $117 each. Or we can go see the people do backflips for $1,400 for both of us.
Yeah.
So,
I was sitting on the couch with my dad because he wanted to. I mentioned it earlier to him because I'm dog shit at keeping secrets, but I was like, maybe we'll do this. And he's like, ooh, banana ball, yay. And then like I was sitting on the couch and I was like, yeah, bad news. unless I get some financial support, there's no fucking banana ball happening.
Yeah,
This
even,
is
like,
dog shit.
Phantom of the Opera tickets are cheaper too. That's the other thing Terry wants to do. She wants
Dude,
to see
like,
Phantom of the Opera. It's like, how is this cheaper than like seeing a man run around in a banana costume on a baseball field?
dude, it's even like cheaper than I looked it up. I got so upset. My benchmark for dog shit ticket prices are if you have higher prices than Hamilton,
Yes, yeah.
you're immediately I want nothing to do. And the bananas are like 2 times fucking Hamilton tickets. So it's just straight up not happening.
Like, that's a
And again, I
5-day
told him, I was
cruise
like,
too on Carnival. It's a 5-day cruise, $700 a person.
yeah.
That's
crazy. I'm talking about like the play Hamilton.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, because you mentioned cruise, and I was like,
No, I'm saying like $700 tickets. Yeah, you can go see Hamilton for less, and like $700 a person. That's a 5-day cruise on Carnival.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But yes, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, bad news. I'm making money now, but I need some for me. So like, we're gonna get shithoused and watch the Red Sox play, and it's gonna be great.
Speaking of Hamilton, before we get to worship stuff, I don't know. Many of you listening or watching saw the U.S. Army's 250 birthday parade. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool seeing everything.
Yeah, did you watch?
Trundle about.
I mean, I don't think you watched the entire like 5-hour live stream.
I was not awake. Oh, that's
right,
I was like
2, yeah. But it's pretty cool. They started with like the colonial period, and they went
I like seeing all the uniforms. I thought that was cool.
That was neat. I felt bad for like World War One forward because it's like, man, those guys are wearing like cotton in June, in the South.
The Union. Ooh. Yeah, like the Union uniforms. It's like, yeah, we're gonna wear a 3-pleat, like it's gonna be layered, and it's all just and it's all dog shit. It's all gonna be made out of dog shit. So it's either cotton, which blows to wear, or B, some modern equivalent, which is also probably horrible to wear.
Yes, our band uniforms made out of like modern day wool fiber, and it sucked. It was so hot.
Do you know what the temperature was down there?
DC,
all I saw was that it was like gonna rain. That's all I saw.
Yeah, see, in the South when it rains, it makes it hotter. I think it was in like the 80s or 90s when you throw in the humidity. It's probably the fill was probably like upper 90s or 100s. Which sucks. But what I didn't know too is like apparently there's whole like units in those what were they, divisions, battalions, or whatever that like.
It was in the 70s. That's not horrible.
Okay,
but
that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
That's still got to be, marching around in cotton sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, there's whole units in like their battalion or regiment or whatever. Like that's apparently what they do. They're just like reenactors. Like that's part of what they do. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. That's neat.
The Navy is the same thing for like the Constitution and stuff.
Which coming up in, I think, October, the Navy's 250.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant the Constitution is coming up, like it's moving. I was like, it's not. Like, what are you talking about?
Isn't it in dry dock right now or something?
No, it's next to the dry dock in the pier area in the old Boston Navy Yard. It's just they demasked it, because having masts in the deck, and you're not going to have sails or anything on them, like you're not using them. All you're going to do is fatigue the wood and fatigue the ship. So it's all about preservation now.
Yeah.
So they're yeah. No, she's out, open to the public and everything.
Okay, that's awesome. Cool.
Did it a few weeks ago, maybe three and a half weeks ago.
Didn't they sell her around for like the 200th anniversary of the Navy?
Yeah, they strung everything up. Like they still have everything.
Yeah.
To fully like run her out. I bet you they could clear. There's not even that much in there to begin with. It's just the cannons, but like I bet you could clear enough room to move her around and sail her no problem. I mean, granted, again, I don't know, but everything seems to still be there.
I'm just wondering if they're going to do that for the Navy's 250 in October.
I'd love to see that. I would
That'd be
take
cool.
time off work to see
Oh
that.
yeah,
That looks awesome.
yeah, because the army can like trot around like their
Yeah, they had
old
like
uniforms and
Shermans and
stuff.
stuff out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool too. And they had the B-25s and I think some Mustangs, and they had like a whole crap ton of Hueys come out of nowhere for the Vietnam era part. Like they for like the P-51s and the B-25, it was like one B-25 and two P-51s. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then like for the Vietnam part, it was like that scene from
Yeah, there's just 900
yeah, just I don't know that the mic's even gonna pick that up, but it's like, oh, okay, this is like Apocalypse Now type of stuff. That was pretty cool. But like the Navy, like you can't go like, hi Ryan, we're taking the Jersey for today. We need her for the the whole 250 celebration.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't just spray ether into the air intake and fucking fire back up.
Yeah,
So, I mean, granted, with the Constitution, it's quite literally, and they keep a crane there 24/7 just to specifically do that. But it takes a little bit to remaster and put all the line and
yeah. Oh
sail
yeah,
up.
I can imagine that. That's raw.
And then you also have to have people who are trained to do it, because you're not going to believe it, but like nuclear aircraft carriers don't have sails, and
Oh
it's not
seriously?
like a mom and pop sailboat. Square rig scaling is completely different than a lot of the other sails.
It's funny.
But
Some poor man, if they are gonna bring out, is probably like starting to like work on that like right now, like breaking
yeah,
out the manuals or whatever. But
it'd be like etched into stone. It's gonna be like
it's
beaten
like
into copper plate.
it's like that scene from National Treasure when they're like slowly opening up the Declaration of Independence because it's on sheepskin or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah,
okay, this line goes here, and then oh crap! I just rip the page in half.
I mean, there's a lot of square rig ships that still go around, so it's not like it's a completely lost
Did you
art. But
see
it's the
that
exact
one?
opposite end of this. Yes,
The was it
in
the
New
Mexican
York.
one? It was like the Mexican
Yeah,
Navy's
it
version of the
was.
Constitution.
No, so
It was like a
Mexico,
training
a
ship or
lot of
something.
yeah, so a lot of naval academies
Yeah.
have large sailing ships that they use. Like I think the Italians still have like the Amerigo Vespucci, which is a beautiful square rigged sailing ship. And the Mexicans, I guess, had one. Mexican Navy. I didn't know. I don't know who has one, who doesn't, but I know that it's relatively common in terms of
Yeah.
navies. And then, yeah, unfortunately, they had that collision with the Brooklyn Bridge.
Did they ever find out if like it was the tug's fault or it was the ship's fault or that's probably still under
I,
investigation. That's still kind of fresh.
from what I've heard, and I could be incorrect because I kind of just looked at it and I was like, this is very obviously the tug wasn't around. The tug was chasing the boat down.
Mhm.
So what I think happened is either the ship broke free or they tried to leave without tug assistance, which I don't think is a good idea. But at the exact opposite end of the spectrum, I mean, a wooden hull sailing ship isn't gonna like sink anything if it hits it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's how the Mexican Navy, normally operates the ship. Maybe they have modern systems on there that allow the ship to maneuver on its own. But as we saw that either those systems weren't there or they weren't being used or something. Because yeah, unfortunately, I believe the wind kind of grabbed her and just
Yeah, that's what it looked like from what I saw.
so.
But I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's kind of irresponsible to. I mean, don't get me wrong, New York isn't slamming like it used to, but at the exact opposite end of the spectrum, it's still a relatively busy port. And I don't know why you would let a large vessel of that size go without dedicated tugs or something near there. But again, not my pig, not my farm. So yeah. But yeah, speaking of documents to study, um, that was a pretty bad transition.
Well, Hold on. I got you open to the stream now. Whoa, okay, that messed everything up. There we
Oh,
go.
sorry.
Now you're
There
good.
we go. We good?
We are good.
We good?
We
All
good.
right,
We good you.
perfect. So, season 30 of Clan Battle start this week. You looking forward to it?
Nope.
Yeah, you should. I'm still so the classified document system. So, love the name, by the way. Code name Man of War. I love that. 77 tier 10. No more than one battleship. And Louisiana Commissar and Hildebrand are not allowed, so no planes.
Shocker.
Yeah. Same time, players will be able to equip classified documents that provide offensive and defensive bonuses against specific ships on the opposing team. This means that all attack bonuses will only apply to your interaction with a particular enemy. So basically, you can buff yourself against a specific ship that you choose at the beginning of the game. So here's a list of everything. Well, we're gonna go back to that because there's something else kind of down here that's really interesting. The default number of classified document slots available on ships is 2. However, ships that are considered too strong in clan battles, which will be restricted to 1, and then some will be restricted to 0. Some of these make sense, I guess. Like Stalingrad, Moskva, they're already like tough as old boots. Loria is punishable, but still very tough. Colombo, same thing. Marseille can just kind of crip walk at people. Des Moines can be very, very good. Same thing with Ohio. Like, a lot of these ships that are tanky but aren't exactly meta. I think that makes sense. And then there are ships with 0 classified document slots, which I just... There's some ships on this list that I understand, like Vermont, Kleber. Just, dude, imagine being a Kleber and, I can...
I can take even less damage.
Yeah, I can take even less damage or do more damage to destroyers. Oh. But, there's... there's some things on this I understand. And then there's Nevsky.
You're just catching strays by being related to Petropavlovsk.
Honestly, Napoli makes sense. Like Ragnar, it's really kind of funky with what is a powerful ship and what is a not powerful ship. I also think that having a system like this is both good and bad. It's good because it encourages diversity in lineups. Hey, maybe instead of a Petro, we take a Moskva because it has it's better in almost every way except protection. And, we also get this classified document slot. I think that's cool because it's going to encourage people to think outside of, the realm of possibilities. But I also don't really like this because I think that you're going to have people who put too much faith into these documents and will purposefully, take ships that
Garbage to get more document spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funky. There's also one thing that is really funny to me on this list. On the Oh, never mind. I'm mentally handicapped. There it is. Never mind. I was gonna say I didn't think I saw Vermont, and I was gonna be like,
That's...
"What are you doing? What are you doing?"
It's like putting the rocket engine on the back of a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
And getting
honestly,
with that.
oh, you do more damage against, this specific cruiser. Oh, okay. Okay, but yeah, I mean, yeah, 0 documents. Okay. But it's still just, that's kind of just what I don't like. I don't like I don't like how it's rewarding almost bad ship plays. I think that it's good though because it's encouraging a change and a shakeup.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I know the game's arcade, but this seems like a little bit too much.
No, I very much agree. I mean, I think that it adds another kind of layer to the game, which I think is neat. Because competitive for a bit was just kind of sit on rock, shoot destroyer, push into cap, take cap. And with this, it's like, okay, I set up these ships on this flank. I have this boost running. I can specifically do a really good job at focusing out this person. And I think that it's unique in that way. But yeah, it's just like
I
I
have to see
just
how it actually like plays out. Because like you get pretty stuck in the current meta and current lineup,
no.
depending upon where you're at in the season of clan battles, and this can, like you said, get around that. But I don't know. I don't know. When we were loud enough to get Wargaming to back off of it in random battles, that says a lot. They don't normally full abandon stuff like that.
Yeah. I really don't think putting it into competitive is the best way to kind of gather the data because I think that's kind of what they're doing right now, where they want to see, okay, we have this system, it's been implemented into the game. Let's see what the players take and run with it, or let's see how the players take and run with it. I think that dumping it into its own dedicated game mode would have been a little bit better idea instead
Yeah,
of putting a whole clan battle season around it.
most
The
competitive
game
people in the
mode where
game.
it's like you want to min max, you want to make sure you want to build on strategy because with this system, like I said, it definitely shakes it up. But then it also brings into it the whole reason why I really think that um it's kind of difficult to make World of Warships and World of Tanks that quote unquote esports ready where and that's just the RNG.
Yeah,
Because now not only do I have to potentially plan around the fact that one hit of midships will destroy my torpedo mount because module HP is randomized, but now I also have to worry about if the guy has the um I don't take damage from primary and secondaries and I take 12% more damage and 25% more fire and flood damage. And I give it. It's like, okay, you know, this, yeah, it's how do I know that this person has this boost active? Do I know that it's active against me? Do I not know that it's active against me? Am I going to have to do quadratics on the fly while my ship is on fire and be, oh yes, these fires are taking 25% more damage. I believe I
yeah.
am targeted by a classified attack. Like it just adds that kind of another step to the thought process when you're doing engagements. And unfortunately, with World of Warships, something that I've kind of noticed is when you have that, when you add another step to a player's thought process, that usually encourages players to just lock up and either make errors or just be like, why am I doing this? And again, then you have lockup, and then you have a destroyer in the middle of the map he's driving his ship, but he's also trying to come up with a decision so he can hit, talking to his caller and everything, and all of a sudden, oh, right in front of 3 Des Moines. Oh, I'm dead. And I just don't know. I don't know. Spiel over.
'Cause it is just like guessing because it's like, okay, well, they might take this, they might take that. This has been kind
Yeah.
of popular, so well, you can pick it when the game starts. So you can see who's got what, um, or when the match starts, I should say. That's when you can pick it.
Yeah.
The same time too. I mean, like, you can completely just target one guy in the enemy team if you know they're a
Yeah.
good player. So that sucks for that one dude who now, like, he's just being just nerfed just because, he's got good stats.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't even think it's a situation that's directly limited to stats or if that person is a good player. I think that if there is a team that potentially does not play very well against destroyers, they can just take all of the fuck destroyer skills and just absolutely body the destroyers when they show up, which one could argue is a tactic. But with this being an arcadey game, like, we also have to consider the other person's interaction. And one team might be like, haha, we took all of the fuck Shima kills skills or documents. This is great. And then meanwhile, you have some, 45-year-old father of 4 plumber who just came home and wants to get some clan battles in with the boys, and he gets cartel executed. And it's just like, how's he having fun? What about that interaction is going to make him be like, yeah, I think I'm going to keep playing clan battles. Like, why would he do that? What's his incentive to
my
stay?
torpedoes are doing 2 damage because they all use their magic card on me.
Yeah,
because it's replacing skill just with buttons.
This is just like the blackjack table. They keep playing these cards, and I keep losing. This is horrible.
Oh,
what's that game where you go to 21? Is that?
I think that's blackjack. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, blackjack. Never mind.
I don't know. I don't have enough money to gamble besides.
Yeah, me neither. I think I played once in Red Dead. I think it is blackjack. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of interesting aspect of this.
This is insane. Damage on the GKs. Damage from all fires and floods set by you 25% more. What?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So the following table describes which ships can be targeted with these classified documents. So the Kurfürst, if you have a Prussian, a Kurfürst, a Schlieffen, a Libertad, a Kremlin, Sicilia, or Ohio, you can just get main battery shell damage minus 5%. Secondaries minus 10. Okay. If you're hedging on actually no, you can't hedge on secondaries in clan battles. Never mind. And then a person's just doing straight up 12.5% more damage. And by the way, your GK, your Prussian, your Libertard, you have that, the big barges that like to catch on fire. By the way, that's a nice 25% on top of that. All because I clicked a card at the beginning of a game.
Oh, that's my God. Great. That's terrible.
That's going to be fantastic. And then, there's some other battleships here, and it's, damage taken from armaments. So you just take 10% from this person, and you do 10% more. This is just like holy, like beef battleship bros. Like Ohio, Sicilia, Liberty, Kremlin, Schlieffen, Prussian, Kurfürst. Yeah, just go fuck yourself, buddy.
Because the GK was such a threat in clan battles before.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, exactly. GK had to get nerfed, and Prussian had to get nerfed. Schlieffen, I understand, because you can just Mong rush with Schlieffen.
Yeah.
But, like, who at Wargaming was sitting down and was like, I don't like Gale 3 Grosser Kurfürsts. I want to make their life more miserable, even though they are already playing a Kurfürst in competitive. Why? I don't understand it. It's also like it's for battleships. It's just you just get fucked.
Yeah,
it's 12% over 10, and 25% more fire and floods. So like, why? To quote 50 Cent, what do you say fuck me for? Like, why is this? Why is this a thing? And then Irresistible, Bungo, Republic, Mecklenburg, St. Vincent, Incom, Oregon, Rhode Island, Christopher Colombo, William de Ernest, Montana, and Wisconsin. If you take the card that targets any of those ships, they do 10% less damage to you, and you do 10% more damage to them. I'm a little bit more okay with stuff like that Because that's like, okay, I'm gonna, I know I'm gonna fight the battleship. I want everything to matter. I'm gonna take this, and this will be great. I can push off and all of these battleships. Again, the top one, the Kurfürst Schlieffen, just getting donkey fucked in terms of additional damage and fire and flood. I don't think that is very good. The other thing is these are things that can be taken by all ships against those specific ships. So yeah, there's a Shima running, as an F3 Shima running around. Hold on, we're a very articulate show here. Let's see. What is F3 damage? Or
and the Shima's a ship that can take 2 cards, can it?
Oh, that is correct. So yeah, I can do 23, and then my flood damage plus 25%. So it's just like, okay, thank you. Because again, who woke up and was like, yes, the Kurfürst population needs to be culled on North America. Well, actually, no. These are worldwide. So this isn't just specific to North America, but like
all 6 GK players are in tears.
Yeah, they're
and
in
one of them's right here.
They're just screaming like. Anyways, moving on, because who cares about GK players?
Me.
Shut up. Shiki, Yamato, Vermont, Slava Conquer, Lorio, Bungo, Thunder.
Oh, holy shit!
What the fuck? All right, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, I just would like to stress, for those of you listening on the podcast version, not with any of the video, I don't read these beforehand. Mountbatten,
no,
I guess, doesn't read these beforehand. You're getting our live reaction, and that is a 40% that we see. I haven't even gotten down there. I just see a 40%. My heart stopped. So let's read this. Let's see what this is. So defense. Damage taken from all armaments, minus 10%. Okay, that's cool. So, you take, again, 10% less damage. Dispersion of shells fired by the enemy attacking your ship. 40%. Just a casual 40% on top of your dispersion.
Dude.
So if you are in a Shiki, Yamato, Vermont, Slava, Conquer, Lorio, Bungo, or Thunder,
you're not playing this season.
If you shoot at somebody, your gunners just instantly develop Parkinson's because you have a 40% dispersion. And on ships, like the Vermont, where they have 12 guns, and the Slava, where they don't have that much dispersion to begin with, or vertical dispersion, I should say. They have pretty good horizontal dispersion. Or, 12 with the Conquer, and you're not even trying to hit a specific spot. You're just trying to light fires. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, Shikishima with your 6 barrels, buddy. Like, have fun.
Dude, because it's rough enough in Shikishima when, like, the little thunderstorm passes through. That's what, a 10% debuff?
Yes.
4 times that.
Yes.
That's like German battleship pre-2018 dispersion. Yes. Oh my god.
What I want to know is the Bungo.
It can negate 10% of it with its spotter.
What I want to know is if I'm shooting at somebody, for that 10%, is it 10% of my initial dispersion plus the 40%, or is it off of just the dispersion and my initial dispersion and I still have to contend with the
40%? Yeah, like, is it math or is it girl math? Yeah,
honestly. And I'm terrified that it's going to be math. This is. Let's see. I just want to double check because that spotter plane does make a very large difference. So so it's minus 20%.
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah. So it's minus 20%. So,
but you're getting double that. Like, just for those listening to get an idea, that buff you get to Bungo when you have that spotter plane up, you get double that as a nerf to your dispersion if someone's running this card. So just think about that, because like Greene said, think about how much of a difference that spotter plane makes. Think about double that in reverse to your dispersion.
The whole game, by the way.
It's not an F button.
It's not reliant on a plane being up. It's not relying on Yoko Kawashima Hawkins flying around. It's relying on you just looking at this person. Basically, if you want a TLDR, you look at somebody in these ships, you get glaucoma. You can't see, and it's just horrible.
I want to know who went, yes, Shikishima. Can't have that.
The same person that was like, we're going to put Bungo in there too. And the same person who wants 25% flood and fires on GK.
There's some poor, like, Des Moines player out there that has beef with all these ships. And now he's in a spot at Wargaming.
Yeah. Well, hold on, because Des Moines coming up. So that's terrifying.
Are you looking at the math, or are you just looking at the rest of the chart?
I'm trying to chew my way through the math, but yeah. So for Petro, Versailles, Sevastopol, Defense, Marseille, Puerto Rico, Moscow, Stalingrad, why is defense in there? Why is defense in there?
Oh, you can take experimental ships? Because Varisi's in there. That's
damage dealt by all armaments plus 15%, and damage from fires and floods set by you 25%. Okay, so that's just 15% extra damage and more fires and floods.
That's pretty nuts on like a Stalingrad.
Yeah, because I was going to say Stalingrad takes battleship fires, which kind of blows, and I think Sevastopol is in the same group.
No, this is what it does. This is what it does if you equip that on these ships. Is it? No, okay, target shift. Okay, I'm stupid. Never mind.
That's okay.
I'm gonna sit back here now.
But yeah, so that's gonna be kind of funky. I wish we had like actual data in front of us, and I didn't have to just be like, I think, because I feel like I'm a fucking wizard reading from a tome, trying to remember shit. But I think defense takes battleship fires.
It does. Well. Usually, if it has like battleship caliber guns or like 3
all of these,
Moscow has cruiser burn time. The rest have battleship
cruiser burn. Doesn't Petro?
We can find out. We can find out. Because I know that's Moskva's thing. It's a big cruiser, but it has cruiser burn time.
Dude, Moskva is still just so fucking good. I love my Moskva so much. All right. So next one here, defense. Dispersion of shells fired at the enemy ship plus 30%. And when you're attacking them, main battery shell dispersion when targeting the enemy minus 8%. So
okay,
you're more accurate, and just a 10% damage buff against a Nevsky, Colbert, Brisbane, Smolensk, Svea, Minotaur, Plymouth, Austin, Worcester, St. Martin, Des Moines. Dude, imagine a fucking Worcester with 30% dispersion stacked on. Like, oh my goodness.
Dude, this is going to be like the clan battle season where no one can hit anybody. Because of all these.
More than normal, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is... Okay. So... Damage taken from main battery shells, minus 15%. Chance of catching fire, minus 30. So you just take 15% of damage and fire off of Napoli, Cerberus, Brennus, Hindenburg, Venezia, Yoshino, Zhao, Prince Van Orange, Incheon, Castilla, Gibraltar, Goliath, Monmouth, and Salem.
Rip Zhao.
Okay. This is actually going to be kind of big too against
Napoli.
Well,
the PVO for this, especially if that affects that's
bombs.
That's just main battery shells. But the fire chance does cucks the bombs though.
Yeah, but the other thing that I was thinking is like Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Which kind of relies on just AP. And I think Monmouth isn't the same way.
The one
like it's more shorter fuse AP rather than.
Which HU. One? Monmouth just came out, right? Like a patch or two ago. That one's AP only.
I think it's a little bit more than that, but yeah, if all of these AP only ships are really going to suffer with the minus 15% damage because a lot of those use rate of fire to make up for like a lack of
Alpha
damage.
damage. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
Monmouth's AP only, so that blows for it.
yeah, and Gibby too. I'm pretty sure Gibby's only. Yeah, Gibby is AP only. So yeah, that's gonna be a little funky. Um, yeah, dude, that's just so weird. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why they would. So it's funny because like the Napoli and the ships on this list that have HE get less damage and they just suffer because they don't set
So
fires.
I'm wondering like how's the math on this fire working too? Because like
Yeah,
on most of these ships, the fire I think like what the Zhao has like
it's like
it
130% fire
yeah.
chance or something insane. But the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is ships have individual fire resistance, right?
Mhm.
And modules and flags and stuff can also factor into that. So there's a lot of people who are like, I don't understand it. I looked on WoW's numbers. I have a 600% fire chance. I shot a GK. I did not get a fire. What is this? And then you look and it's like the GK has like 300% fire resistance or something. Like it's so weird the way the math works out in terms of lighting fire. And just for all of these, when it comes to fire, um, it's really going to matter where that 30% is tacked on.
That's what I
Is
was
it going to
saying. Yeah.
be is it going to be on the shell's fire chance? Because then you have, a 300% shell going down to 200%, which is a pretty big drop off. Or is it going to be, is it before or after flags? Is it like the modules are and everything? It's 30% more resistant. I don't know. And I think that is something that, I don't
Needs
know,
to be
higher powers than
clarified.
me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the conversely, like if Wargaming came out and laid out all of their fire data and just like the dots data in general, I bet you 90% of the people would look at it and be like, why am I looking at an Excel sheet? I just want to know what my fire chance is. So it's kind of funky. Um, yeah, it's really gonna matter on all of these where that 30% is tacked on. Um, so against Kitakame and the Yari. What's a Yari? Is that the Zhao
That's the
three-turreted Zhao, right?
is that even out?
I don't know. I don't know what a Yari is.
You know who does? Google.
Yodo, Guden, Utrecht, and Jinan.
Yes,
Um,
Yodo, the scourge of clan battles.
yeah. Chance of catching fire minus 20%. So chance minus flooding, and then you just lose 15% from torpedoes and bombs. So you just do less damage, or they do less damage against you, and you have a lower chance of getting dots from them, which I think really only affects the Guden Utrecht. I don't really see a Kitakame strat working out all that much. I don't see a Yari, and I don't see a Jinan strat.
Yari's the
I think
torpedo.
Zhao, right?
Yeah, and it's not out. It's
Yeah.
not even out.
So it's probably coming with an event or something. I think this is going to run until August. So this is going to be like a month and a half time
Yeah,
battles. This is one of the more longer seasons. Um, okay, we're almost done. I know I probably put somebody to sleep. Hopefully they're not like driving to work. That would be unfortunate.
cut to man and fellow
Um,
soup are listening to World of Warships podcast. Killed 12 innocent orphans.
have you ever listened to like those really weird talk shows where there's just a dude with like a soundboard and he'll just play random effects?
Yeah,
We should just do that so we don't have people dying. I don't want to lose listeners. Okay, so this damage taken from main battery shells, minus 15 and minus 30 for fires on Kleber,
Whoa.
Ragnar Marceau, Vamp 2, G-Dank Elbing, Albierco de Barbiano, Rigolo, Hargumo, Delny, Cabaroth, Bazan, Druid, Burrows, for Sherman and Hull. So, okay.
Bucks for the
Less
Hull.
damage, less fires. Yeah, the Hull is crying right now. So is the foreskin Sherman. They're just absolutely over the moon. Okay, this is kind of funny. Damage taken from all armaments. So any damage you do in a Smolensk, George Hoffman, Z42, Z52, Hayate, Tromp, Lucian, Grosvoy, and a Daring, minus 20%. I'm sorry, Daring Bros. It is so over. And then this one is going to be interesting. Damage taken from torpedoes for these ships, minus 15. And then maximum main battery shell dispersion when targeting the enemy, minus 4. And 7.5% damage. Added to Holland, Cassard, Shmikaze, Pampa, Yu Yang, Gear, and Somers. Okay.
They got away with like the mildest one.
Yeah. I mean, that's not all that bad. I mean, the other thing, though, I don't think a Somers, if he lands racks, is really going to care about the minus 15% damage. I think 7.5% just flat buff against destroyers is kind of nutty. And I don't really understand why that is a thing. But yeah, I think the minus dispersion is good too, because a lot of those are sneaky little quick destroyers. So I think that's pretty good. But yeah, I also don't think that I don't think we're gonna see a Cassard all that much. La Pampa is definitely interesting, but I don't think we're gonna see it. And so it's like, why would I, kind of have that there?
Guess
Yeah.
they had to put it somewhere. So
I mean, but the thing though is like, I really think they had the golden opportunity to nip the French destroyers in the bud at the beginning of the season, but they put them into the they do slightly less damage and they set fires less. I think the dispersion and the damage dealt bonus would be really good to kind of counter those, but I don't know. I guess fuck the Summers. I don't really know. But again, something I do want to preface is this is a lot of my opinion, and I just kind of am struggling to see. I'm just kind of struggling to follow it. Yeah. What do you think? I think this is needlessly complex and
I think
doesn't.
it's funny that they'll, like you said, it's really complex and it's convoluted. Doesn't really seem like the player base really wants it. And they'll
Yeah.
do this, but they won't bring back the more interesting way to shake it up, which was like the what was it, the tier 9 and the tier 8 season, where you could
Yeah.
slot in different ships in place of a tier 9. Like you can take more strong tier 8 ships if you give up that tier 9 slot.
Yeah.
Although that was more
Uh,
interesting than this.
I agree as well. I think the main thing that is going to like really kind of need to be in place, and the one question that I still have in my head is, will I be able to see if the ship that I'm engaging has picked a card that specifically fucks me?
Yeah.
Because that will definitely make me a little bit more cautious in terms of picking engagements. But if it's just kind of a just like, you find out when you get shot at, I think that's kind of rough. It's like putting road salt in shotgun shells. You just get that like It's just pain on top of pain.
Yeah, I don't think they've said, at least not on paper, whether or not you know if you're going up against someone that's targeting you with these cards or not.
Yeah,
Um, so I can see that leading to a lot of frustration too, where if you don't know, hey, am I just screwing up or whatever's going on,
yeah,
or at least I would think like they should at least let you be made aware that like, hey, there's like 3 cards against your ship on the opposing side or whatever at least.
yeah.
But
Somebody chose to fuck you, or
yeah,
6 people on the other team chose to fuck you.
uh,
I don't know. I think that the other thing that I kind of want to know is the ships that can pick 2. Can I pick like 2 Shima cards? And are they the same?
turbo screw the Shima.
Yeah. Like I just
Dude,
don't.
2 of the Vermont cards, 80% debuff to your dispersion.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'd like to think no. No, you can't because you can only pick one. You only have like a set of cards, right? You can't take multiple of
Yeah,
the
but
same cards.
like in this picture here, there's 2 Shimas. So can I just fuck both of the Shimas?
Oh, okay, maybe.
It's because it's not reliant on what you select before the game. It's reliant on what the other team brings and
True.
what you pick.
This will be interesting. 2 nights from now,
Yeah, I think somebody's gonna end up punching air.
or drywall.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know about this. I don't know how I feel.
No, like I say, it
Um,
looks convoluted. It looks too complicated. But I guess we'll see.
yeah, something else that we'll see.
Changes to test
That was
ships.
yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was pretty bad. This is a pretty short one. This is going to be interesting though. Um, Changes to test ships and test. We have the Hughes. The reload is going from 3.4.7. That's hard no on this ship now because of a 0.3% increase on the reload. That's just terrible. Um, Osborne, Christopher, and Burrows. These are they're just getting better ballistics. I don't know if that means higher shell velocity. I don't know if that means I don't really know what it means, like just flatter arcs. Because again, they're you can change how high the shell goes, like the airtime and all. It's not like reliant exactly on shell speed. The other thing is, if it is just initially shell speed, what is being improved? We're not given a number. Um, is that going to follow USN destroyer like the history of just bleeding off and your gun still being fucking shooting at the moon at like 12 kilometers? I don't know.
It
Or is it just across the range board that they're just flatter?
I
I
did
don't
run
know.
across a Burrows today, and the shells looked rather Austin-y, if that helps any.
I mean, yeah, but I just
Yeah, you want more details about what's been has the air drag been
yeah,
improved?
is like
Has
what is
whatever.
it? Is it air drag? Is it this? Like what is it? And the other thing is I don't have well, I guess we could go back and find them. Like, I don't know. It's just something that I think we're gonna have to see. Like I said, the other thing is uh, I am a massive U.S. Navy destroyer fan. Do not get me wrong. Um, these guns hemorrhage speed. These shells rather hemorrhage speed. So, like, why am I going to? I just really want to know where that increase is because if they retain, because what's gearing?
Like its velocity or what?
Yeah. So there's 792 on gearing. So, and that's initial. It's before drag. The coefficient takes over. But God, I forgot I had a gearing. Is it just increasing the velocity? Like, are they closer to the Sherman where they're 808 meters a second? How is it? What changes? Do they bleed speed quick? I don't know. Um, Fixed a bug related to smoke generator mechanics to prevent unintended situations where the sail outside of the smoke at low speed while the consumable is active. Okay, so that just seems like they have. Oh wait, aren't these the ships with that
Yeah,
like?
you can use all of your smoke generator at once if you really want to.
Yes. So
Yes.
okay, I guess that's kind of unique. So like, I don't know, maybe the drop speed changed or something, or the puff speed. I don't know. Protector got rudder shift decreased to 11.2 from 13. That's good. Protector was a barge. Versailles had reduced from 12 or 14.4 to 12.4. Okay, also a barge, but I don't. I think they're still trying to figure out what they want to do with those ships because they started off as like really, really kind of healthy, and then they became they got the ability to like regain health, I guess is the best way of putting it, but still be barges.
Yeah.
And now it just seems like they're trying to take a little bit of the barge out of them, make them a little bit more maneuverable.
Is the Reese had like what
Um,
120,000 HP when it was announced or something like that?
oh, does it?
When it was announced, it had like 120,000
Oh yeah,
KXP.
yeah. And then it went down to like 97 or something.
Yeah, now it's in like the 80s, I think.
Yeah, see, that's nuts.
But they gave
Um,
him, like you said, super heals. So
yeah, they gave him the super heal. So, dude, that's another thing. We got to sit down and like usable health versus recoverable health and stuff like that. We got to sit down and talk about. Because like usable, like raw hit points doesn't extend to
your
like
potential HP.
recoverable hit
Yeah.
points. Like yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Because the
So
Varese, the Varese has more potential HP than Kremlin, which is wild.
yes, it's nuts, and it's Italian, so it's made out of asbestos and ignorance. So there's also that. But yeah, I think it's kind of funky. We definitely have to sit down and do that though. Um, Same thing with those game concepts and stuff. I don't. I thought I was going to get banned in your stream this week, a YouTube. So yeah, I went into, for those of you who did not watch Mr. Mountbatten, caught him streaming one day before. I think it was on Friday. Was it on
Yes,
Friday?
Friday. Yes, Friday.
Yeah. And I joined his chat. I was like, "Hello, Captain. Hello, Fatty McFat. How you doing?" And somebody was like, "Why are you being mean?" Like, no, I do this to people I like. Don't.
No.
Um,
Wait.
wait. Okay, so let's some other changes. Okay, so armor change. That's bad.
That is mega bad for
That
a tier 8
that is
battleship.
so bad. Um, this is less bad. This is horrible. So Italian dude.
Martin
The
Cidio Pants, Kelowna.
yeah, Martin Cito Pants Colonia. Um, so bow and stern plating armor is very important. It protects you from
Overmatch.
yay. Most 30. I think the calculation, basically according to the calculation, 31.8% millimeters of armor to deflect 16-inch and below, unless they have special penetration. Now, please note that that does not include something like the U.S. battleships where they have those super heavy shells. This it needs to explicitly state that it will do this, and no gun in the game, I believe, has this. But I know that that's something that Wargaming has mentioned in the past as a little bit of a concept for a ship. Hopefully my AC unit has not been getting picked up this whole time.
It's not.
Okay. Another thing, that is a Black Templar thing. I had somebody ask if I was a neo-Nazi. So that's Black Templars, Warhammer. Not an Iron Cross. That was a great DM to see as I woke up one day.
Are you a neo-Nazi?
What's your political? What are you talking about? This is our first DM. You have an Iron Cross behind you. Nope. That's once again pure. Never mind. It has an Aquila, but never mind. I don't care. That one's stern armor. Getting knocked down to 25 means you get overmatched by 16s. And on a tier 8 battleship, you are going to be seeing a shitload of 16. I think, doesn't 25 also?
I'm about to say that's 15. That's 15s too. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're not getting overmatched by like a go off queen. I don't know.
Like the Rhode Island, you can bounce the Rhode Island and the Mecklenburg. That's it.
That's it. Lower bow armor plating reduced from 15 to 30. That also sucks because again, it's minus anything below 16. You can 16 and below. Again, it just doesn't matter. The thing with overmatch is a lot of people are like, oh well, I can still bounce it if I hit the auto angles. It's like World of Tanks.
No.
No. If the shell makes contact and it passes the over penetration or the overmatch threshold, you know what the calculation does? That piece of armor doesn't exist anymore. It does not impact. It does not impact any type of penetration mechanic. If that's the first check that happens, is the overmatch check. Because there's been people online like, yeah, well, I bow in my destroyer. I'm charging a battleship because if I turn it the it auto bounces all of their shells and then they look fat and stupid. And I'm like, yeah, no. Or I just punch you in the throat.
Yeah, most battleship players love seeing a bow and destroyer because guess what? The shells can actually arm now. Yeah,
they'll pen. they'll do pens. Congratulations. I won't just overmatch you now. I won't just hit you with 9 shells and do 3K. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I want to see.
I ran into one in my Roma like 2 days ago before these changes.
Why did you play Roma? Sorry.
What was I playing Roma for? I don't know. It was for a video, but before these changes, so it's still the 32mm bow, and I still killed it anyway. So I mean, didn't seem to be that tough of a ship that it needed these nerfs.
Yeah, I mean the other thing is like, I guess down by the stern, it probably has that little Italian step deck.
It does. It does.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of armor, but again, it's probably like 200 or something. But yeah, the bow, you're just getting punched in the throat, and there's like not anything you can really do about it. And again, I would understand it if it was like tier 10, where you have the Yamato and that's it. You have to worry about the Yamato. The Yamato can and will overmatch you, unless you're the Kremlin or you have an icebreaker or something like that. This is almost everything at the tier that you're going to run into, like above and below your
yeah.
tier.
But even if you get like in like a tier 6 game, like a lot of those ships have 15 and 16-inch guns.
Dude, yeah, imagine getting dono walled by a Bayern. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
You bullied at a Bayern.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't push this Bayern because it'll just punch me in my tip. Like, what is this, dude? I don't understand it. All right, well, Harv, we're moving on. I can't just keep saying I don't understand this. Apparently, that's not helpful. Main battery Sigma value in 1.7 to 1.8. It's cool. It's French. It's still going to go all over the place. Main battery reload booster gets removed. I
Womp
guess it's not
womp.
French.
It's
I guess it's
your French
Vichy
card has
France.
been revoked.
Yeah, you're Vichy French now. Combat instructions added. Never
Go
mind.
over
You might
there
be
with the
French
car.
again.
No.
Action time 50%. Activation condition. What does this do? Activation effect. Okay, so you're
That main battery
not
shell
French
hits.
anymore. You're not French anymore. So you
Oh,
progress
secondaries. What?
secondaries. Yeah. Okay, this is good. Central and casemate armor is increased to 32 millimeters. On a cruiser, that's big.
Huge.
Because again, like we just discussed, that's into auto bounce
Secondary
turret.
French cruiser. What the
Yeah.
heart? What
So
is
again,
that?
it is the what's the tier? It's the large 12-inch gun cruiser. I think it's a Brest
Oh
column.
yeah, it's the breast. Yeah.
Um,
Secondary breast. Okay, gotcha.
32 millimeter casemate armor and deck armor is fucking insane for a cruiser for the exact reason that we just stated. Uh, so I'm not going to go over it again. But
And now they're putting that on a breast, which is already a really maneuverable ship.
yeah,
That's crazy.
you can bait a lot of shots into this casemate armor and this deck armor and
Not care.
not care because again it's 32. So and you're gonna have battleships that are like, yeah, I shoot low, I shoot at a cruiser, I shoot low, and I shoot at a casemate where it's 30 millimeters, and I just donkey punch them, and then it's like, man. So anyways, you did no damage. And I don't know. I guess I do secondary shit now. I don't know. There's only one ship that I think really did secondaries well, and that was Gascon in the French tree and Pre-Nerf Alsace. So I guess, but Pre-Nerf Alsace was. I've never done heroin, but I imagine that initial release Alsace was World of Warships heroin. I don't know.
That stuff was
Do
good
you
back in the
remember?
day. Oh, that was so
Do you
good.
remember the Euro video where it's
Mhm.
just like, I'm gonna run at people, and they're not gonna be able to do anything about it. And then they like decrease the ship's health, they decrease the ship speed, they increase the rudder shift time, they decrease the secondary range, and you can still just mong push people with this
Yeah,
fucking
it's
thing.
still one of the best tier 9 battleships in game.
I would not go that far, but it
Hey.
is. I still think that it is incredibly fun for what it is. Because the other thing that's really funky is I'm pretty sure. Okay, so no, it's the 100 mils. It's not 127s. But like, yeah, you can just crip walk at people with these things, and there's so many people who are like, it's a tier 9, like 15-inch guns. Yeah, I don't care. I
Love
don't
them.
care. This thing is so fun. It's so brig. I love the Alsace.
Oh, they also made the secondaries like super brittle too now. Like a
Yes,
Conqueror salvo can wipe out most of your secondaries.
yeah. But initial relief Alsace
Was not like that, no.
it was Peter Griffin fighting the Chicken Man. That's what it was. It was like you could just take on the world. I think that that's going to be interesting, especially on a breast with the 1.7 or 1.8 dispersion because it's a breast with I think it's 330s. Hold on. I have it up. I'm looking
Yes,
at the
yes,
breasts. I have
330s, yeah.
my breasts up on my monitor.
It's a pretty big breast.
Shit. Sydney swinging. Anyways,
You beat me to it.
had to circle it back. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So that's gonna be pretty nice. Removing RB is kind of whack, and I'm not entirely sure how much of a fan I am of that. But at the exact opposite end of the spectrum, like, okay, it gets a cool combat instruction to combat, and as you said, it's more of a secondary. So I think that it can afford to lose the French gimmick when it's getting all of these booms. Nanning, all main battery turrets can now traverse 360 degrees. We don't care. Anyways, I because it's good, but like, why would I like it? Doesn't the Nining, isn't it
It's
the
it,
ship that has, it's a Japanese destroyer with, I believe, Russian gun mounts?
I think so. Let me pull it up.
So they're already going to have pretty good traverse rates. It's not like you're fighting the Shima's hand cranked guns. Am I wrong? Are they hand cranked? Like, what are they? What's the traverse on them?
It's a torpedo focused destroyer anyway. So
I mean, 360s on a torpedo destroyer are always going to be awesome because you can do a lot more maneuvering and while you're target and everything. So like it's cool. I think that it's good, but
yeah, it's the Soviet guns.
yeah. So they didn't really need it, but I mean I guess it's cool. Um, submarine, yeah. Sonar range increased from 7 to 8.5 kilometers. Submarine surveillance consumable parameters changed. They increased the sub detect to 6 kilometers and number of consumables unlimited to 2. That
Two.
is rough. Um, I would much rather have an unlimited 5 kilometer sub detect than a limited 6 kilometer sub
Dude, like
detect.
the normal I-56 doesn't even get submarine surveillance.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a barge, it's a destroyer. That's what
Yeah,
that ship is. And I think that this is probably just going to be the same thing.
but
Just
tier 10.
yeah. Um, Willem to Ernest removed. Ship-based depth charges.
Yeah, so they figured out how to code. That's what this
Yeah, they
is.
change ASW maximum range.
Oh, 15 kilometer ASW. Holy crap.
I'm more concerned about the 2 minute recharge time.
Oh, whoa,
That's 4 minutes. You whiff 2 of those, dude. Get
whoa.
fucked.
Dude, what? Why?
I don't know. Maximum bomb damage 3K. Number of aircraft in flight 1. So it's just one Catalina flying over and dumping basically a barrel bomb out the back of the aircraft at 15
Three
kilometers.
barrel bombs. It drops 3 of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like, okay, this is actually kind of interesting.
You were kind of
What
you were screwed.
is
That's 9,000 damage
what
if you get
is
direct
yeah, but
impact.
that's if they all hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So okay, I'm not I think this is bad. Um, for your extra 3 kilometers in range. I'm sorry, it's 4 kilometers in range over the
Over
Vermont
standard.
because I'm just gonna use the Vermont. You get 4 times the reload, and I mean your damage is like, so you get 9K a drop. I mean, the Vermont, the standard one, I believe, is just better because it's like,
How maneuverable they are. I'd rather have it back in 20 seconds than 2
yeah,
minutes.
I'd rather have the three. I would rather just have the 30-second recharge on them. I think that it's going to be very funny to just donkey punch subs from 15 kilometers away, but I think that reload time is horrendous. Now, if it is, if you reload both of the charges in 120 seconds, I think that that's a little bit more reasonable.
Well, here's something to
But
consider too. The Ernest has the bombs, right?
it,
So you're taking the
I don't
modules and
know.
the. Is this not the battleship with the 15 kilometer airstrikes? The
I don't remember. It's Dutch, so it has to have airstrikes. But like,
So when you take those modules to speed up the reload on those airstrikes, does that not also apply to the ASW airstrikes
no, yeah,
too?
it speeds up them both. But I
I mean, I
just
don't know
that's
if you're gonna get down from 2 minutes to 20 seconds, but
yeah, and that's kind of that's a good point though. I didn't think of that. I
so
just it's weird.
Now I know you can't get it down that much lower, but and I know some of the thought process is, well, the Dutch ships have the airstrikes to drop on the submarines, but submarines always submerge way before those ever even get there.
Yeah, those bombs are just so telegraphed.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to get a submarine to those airstrikes, which, granted, I think that if everybody in the game should have to deal with submarines, I think that everybody should have a option to deal with submarines outside of maybe destroyers, because they would arguably have the conceal to and the speed to run them down. But I don't know, man. That's just me. Yeah, that's. I think that. Okay, I guess there was a problem or something with the initial release of the document.
Someone probably put like 4 or 5 or something instead of
Maybe. I
3.
don't know. Yeah, that's about it for me. I really, this clan battle season is going to be an absolute slug. Um, I like a lot of these changes, though. I think that these are pretty good. Um,
The American
the
destroyers look pretty good.
Yeah, I think that these are good, and I think that the American destroyers are going to be a fantastic line whenever they come out, however they come out. I pray to God it's not the buy $900 worth of doubloons and then you get the tier 10 for free method, but it probably will because we haven't seen one of
Because
those in a bit.
they're going to early access next patch, aren't they?
I guess so. So never mind. Yeah, so they are doing that.
4th of July.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Do we currently have an event for U.S.
Yes, there
destroyers?
is a 4th of July event. You can get like the Don't Tread on Me camo for the Wooster.
Yeah.
That's coming back. But like that's going to be half of it, then the
Um,
U.S. destroyer is going to be the other half of it, probably.
yeah. Oh, the Nanning is the Cambridge alternative. Okay. So actually, let's rewind this. So the Nanning has 18 second 180 turret traverse time. I think that having 360-degree guns on that, I think, is fantastic. Because yeah, this is a Shima with 2 racks, and yeah, I think that that's actually a really good change. I've rescinded my who cares. Um, but yeah, the Cambridge is also out. What do we think about the Cambridge?
It's like if there was be a picture of like a glass cannon in the dictionary, Cambridge would be
No.
it. It's really nice having like the cruiser dispersion on the Alaska guns. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of funny things with that.
Wait, they're Alaska guns?
Yeah, they're the 305s.
Uh,
Yeah, so you get 6 305s, and you can get your detect down to 9.9 kilometers.
okay.
So you can do some really funny things with the Cambridge guns. You can walk up next to another cruiser and just blap them in the Citadel, and now they're gone. But 27 millimeters everywhere. So
Yeah.
enjoy brawling with that. Does get a
And
superhero
then
though.
isn't there also something to do with like the Johnston? Oh,
Yeah, the GQ Johnny event. Well, not the event where you can get it for free that they neglected to tell us until the patch notes came out.
yeah.
But the Naval Legacy event, which is like a 3-level gambling event, you have to gamble to get the legacy tokens. And then once you get the legacy tokens, you can then gamble the legacy tokens in 2 random bundle. One has a GQ Johnny and one has I think the Naning and the Cambridge in it.
It's a GQ Johnny.
It is a Johnston with the From the Depths camo. They took the From the Depths camo, they put it on another Johnston, and now it's a tier 9 premium. But we can get her for free in August in some campaign. It's going to be running from August through December.
You want to know what? I think that this is cool. I
But
like the GQ Johnny. I like the art style of this camo. I like that it pays off to arguably one of the famous Fletchers in the world. I like the quote from the captain
yeah,
that
like
is on the side. Like, this is actually pretty cool.
the camo,
Um,
it's cool, but like they should have just sold it. Well, so my thing is that they didn't tell us they were giving this away for free in August.
yeah,
It just came out that it was a new premium ship and there's going to be some event based around it. So I assume
yeah,
that they were just going to be like the event that's up right now. So it's like, why are you making us, gamble for
yeah.
a premium ship with what should just be a from the depths camo, like every other ship in the game has? Well, not every other ship in the game, but the Bismarck, the Hood, and whatever. Could have sold it for like $30. Would have been fine. But no, they're giving it away for free, so that's cool. So good on you, Wargaming. But the camo's really cool. I really like the camo.
Yeah.
And you can get when you get the GQ Johnny, you get access to a collection where you can get Evans as a commander with improved commander skills.
Mm.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Especially since it's free. So
Free is good. Free
free
is
is
my
very good.
favorite
Free tier
car.
9 premium, very good.
One final thing here is I would say the summer event.
Oh, it's something all right.
Dude, there's scantily clad women on
Would you
this
like
pinup
to
summer camouflage.
show the audience the scantily
I don't
clad
want to
women?
get I don't want to get in trouble,
Oh,
but
I
we might get in trouble.
mean, they're no Sydney Sweeney's, so it's okay.
Yeah, I know. But this is kind of cool. I like bright camos. I like big kind of stupid colored camos. This is unique. It's summery. It's also kind of timesy,
Yeah, that
just with the art
1950s
style and
pinup
everything.
style. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I think that that's cool. And then
Have you looked at the how many summer tokens you need to complete the bundle?
no, I haven't gotten there
Mm,
yet, but this is
it's
cool.
yeah, those cameras. I like those camos for the Italian
Yeah,
ships. Those are always cool. The Legionnaire camo.
yeah, the Legion. Yeah, that's always good. And then yeah, this is always
The
I like
Tom
this
and
kind of
Jerry. Yeah,
Popeye. Yeah, the Popeye Tom and Jerry. Um, what else do we have here? Tier 6 container. Okay. Tier 7.
mm-hmm.
Tier 8.
Uh huh.
Steel. Tier 9.
Uh huh.
Oh, oh. What is special? Oh,
Tier 10 premium ship.
for 928.
9,280.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 9,280. Oh, oh,
Oh,
yeah,
so if you want all of that, you got to spend like $700.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the
Yeah,
slightest.
but you can get up to the tier 6 one. You can get the tier 6 container for free.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then yeah, one last thing here. We have the leaderboard for Trials of Oregon. So you play the Oregon and see where you end up. Tier I guess 1 through 25 gets a Johnson.
Yeah,
Kind of
1 through
neato
25 get a
expedito.
Johnston, and then I think the next set gets coal or steel, something like that.
Yeah. They get
Yeah,
30,000
yeah.
coal, and then 10,000 coal, and then ooh, that's not good. See if there's anybody here I recognize.
If you get the Johnston, you already have the Johnston, you do get like 5,000 steel as compensation.
Hello, Jazzer. Hello, Bo. That's a name I haven't seen in a bit. Huh. All right. Well, that's cool. But yeah, so that's about it on my end here.
It's about it for the news for the week, too.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Hopefully, it's not 15 billion hours long.
No, hour and a half. About normal. About normal. About normal.
About normal. About normal. All right. Yeah, that's about it on my end. As always, if concerns, please let us know. We got a lot of pushback on some audio last week, so we're gonna do a better job on that this week. And then I got a few no modern politics, which I didn't know we got political, but okay.
Apparently so.
Yeah, well. Anyways, that F-35 then. Gotcha. And
have you heard about this state called Iran?
But yeah, all right. So, yeah, look forward to recording next week. I think that next week we're going to throw in some of those mechanics and stuff, and I think that that would be a really good time to kind of go and kind of here on the podcast. I will do a little bit of prep work, and I will have I really think some like pull up ships and stuff and kind of walk through everything. Do some actual prep work on that. Yeah.
All right, then. Adios, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. Do whatever the equivalent is on Spotify. I'm not familiar with Spotify that much. Follow on Spotify. So, we'll see you guys next week.
See.
Adios.